Hello and good day. We've got another proposal critique here. First of all, if you can hear my daughter crying and or my wife singing to soothe her in the background, well, that's just how it goes today. So we've got a client who is looking for a talented and professional ghostwriter who loves spicy contemporary romance. Um, this is a whole new world to me. I have no clue about this industry. This might surprise you, but I don't read spicy contemporary romance novels. I don't know if that involves like serrano peppers or what. So I guess we'll find out as we keep reading. If you're watching this and we're not the person I'm critiquing right now, uh, no, she didn't apply to a job that is 2 quarters old. She applied 2 quarters ago to a job that's 2 quarters old. And in general, I would never, ever apply to a job that's more than like, I'm on the spot here, like a week old. It depends on your industry. If you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel and maybe you see a job from somebody you think is a good client and it's like 5 days old and they haven't interviewed anybody, maybe if you got the connection, go ahead and bid on it. But in general, the sooner the more recently the job has been posted, the better off you are going to be. Speaking of good clients, I went ahead and copied and pasted some of the info about the client here because I think this probably is a good client. Again, I don't know about the ghostwriting for hot jalapeno contemporary romance novels and what that market's like. However, we can see that this client has 33 reviews and 4.96 stars, which is really good. They've posted 37 jobs and hired for every single one of them. Guys, that is fantastic. It is very hard to find a client who's hired for every job that they posted. I mean, my hire rate is probably, I'm going to get called out for BSing or lying here. I don't remember what mine is. It's probably like 30%. So 100% is fantastic. You can feel pretty confident applying for that job. They're at least going to try to hire somebody, even if it's not you. Other than that, 134K total spend is fantastic. These guys are balling on Upwork. Okay. The hourly rate, again, I don't know. Like this could be skewed, right? So they paid, excuse me, they paid $9.46 an hour average, but this could be skewed. Say they hired like a VA for $5 an hour for 1,000 hours. And some of their other jobs, like for a ghostwriting job, they could be paying $50 an hour. I have no clue. Just you got to factor in all of these when you're looking at jobs. One of the other things I like to see, they're not a solo business. Okay, in general, you don't really want to work with solopreneurs, just because they don't have the systems in place to really be scale at a point where they're scaling, which also means they usually don't have the money to. I'm not going to get into like all the exact business size you want to target here. I have my own targets that I hit for my specific deals that I try to work out, but we're kind of doing different things here because I usually try to work out pay for performance deals at this point. With that being said, all this looks really good to me. So yeah, you did a good job targeting this client. Now, let's get into the actual job post. Hi there. If you're reading this, then I've sparked your interest. Thank you. I'm a writer who now focuses on publishing contemporary adult romance, and I love working with other writers. The stories you'll be writing will be between 60,000 and 80,000 words, character driven, mainly focusing on the development of romantic attraction between two main characters, and a satisfying, yeah. Let me let me look this up. I don't know what this means. I'm assuming that this is like because my wife and I watch a lot of K dramas. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say this is like happy ending because K dramas have like HE and SE, happy ending and sad ending, and then I think it's OE for open ended, but I don't really remember. And yeah, oh, perfect. It's happily ever after. Fantastic. So I know more about this than I thought. That will make readers come back for more. Tropes may include age gap, mafia, why choose, sports. I thought it said sports bike. That's very specific. No, it says sports and biker, billionaire, rom com, or dark. Let me know what you love writing the most. Uh, wow. Can we mix and match? Like, can we do a mafia age gap biker billionaire dark romance where she has to pick between the mafia boss who's a biker and like his mechanic or something? Please let me know your per word rate. And as an example of your writing style, I love to read the first 3 chapters from your best contemporary romance, including a bedroom scene. Do you also create chapter outlines? Okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't create chapter outlines, but you sure as heck better include that bedroom scene with the mafia, biker, billionaire, older gentleman. Please note that the selection process will include the first milestone of the first two chapters to ensure we're a good fit and to adjust writing style if needed. Please do not apply if you know your quality will not be as good as your samples and if your writing feels like it's AI. It will save us both a lot of time. Thanks so much for your time and attention. This is a great job post. Like if I was writing contemporary spicy romance novels, and who knows, maybe there's a good market for this and I'm just in the wrong industry. If I was, I would absolutely apply for this job post as soon as I saw it because it's so detailed. I can tell that the person who posted this job wrote this wrote this job post, or if she did use AI to write it, then she heavily edited it or has an amazing prompt because it's extremely detailed. It tells you exactly what she wants. It tells you all the things that will qualify you and disqualify you. It tells you what to expect after you get hired. It's a fantastic job post that gives you like, look, some of the copywriting jobs you would find, I don't bid on very many jobs at all anymore, just because I'm totally booked right now. But sometimes if you look up copywriting jobs, it'll literally be like, I need to hire a copywriter, send a sample. It's like, how do you bid on that? It's like, what kind of copywriter? Like this, you know exactly. Like, oh crap, I just wrote a bad boy biker billionaire novel that was 70,000 words. And I can send you the first 3 chapters. I mean, this is like a layup if it's your niche. So that's enough time going through this job post. Let's get into your actual proposal because I'm assuming you didn't win this. I should have asked you, was your proposal opened or not? Because it's very important, but I didn't. So I dropped the ball there. Please excuse me. Hello, I would like to apply for the role of talented and professional ghostwriter who loves spicy contemporary romance. That's a really bad first line. I want to impress upon you that when a client is seeing your proposal, I mean, this changes all the time for the exact amount of characters a client can actually see, but they're probably only going to see this much of your proposal, maybe like to here, but just assume that you have less and you'll be safer. So let's just assume that you only have that much. Okay. So you're stacked up against a bunch of other people bidding on this job. And I glanced through this. It seems like you're basically a perfect fit for this job. Like you would be a shoo-in for it, or at least get shortlisted with a couple other people. But you have like a 1 out of 10. I'm being generous. You have between a 0 and 2 out of 10 intro line here. Hello is very weak already. I would like to it's like, I know this sounds weird because this is polite, right? Nobody cares what you would like to do. Okay. You would like to apply for the role. This is not really an application. You're submitting a proposal of talented and professional, and then you just copied and pasted the job. Like we could spend 30 minutes dissecting why this is bad. But in the interest of saving time, because we're already at almost 10 minutes, like guys, I ramble so much. I don't know how you could possibly sit through this entire thing other than the fact that I'm borderline funny sometimes and partially useful. The main thing here, if you take nothing else away from this video, is this entire line is totally meaningless to your client. They know that you would like to apply for it because you already submitted it. They already know that you want to apply for it because you're submitting a proposal. And they know if the job's called because they wrote it. So this entire line can be cut. All right. So I'm a native English speaker from England. Wow, that's very English. And I'm comfortable writing in both UK and US English. I have been writing for over 30 years and editing for over 12. And I can tell you're a writer, a professional writer, because you write like a professional writer. You might think this is nitpicking. I would say it's not nitpicking. I would change this. I'm a native English speaker, and I am comfortable writing in both UK and US English. I don't know anybody who out loud would say, I am a native English speaker, and I am comfortable writing, and I have been writing. You might say 1 or 2 of those, but you would not use all of the long form of these contractions in one sentence. Um, I mean, other than that, this sentence is okay, but like, hold on, let's look at the job post really quick, right? So we're looking at the job post again. The client is most likely listing things in the order that is popping into their brain first, which means that they are the most important to them. So the things that are the most important to them are not that you're a native English speaker. They're kind of assuming that because you're applying for it. That's like the final check. But the big thing is that you do all this. Contemporary adult romance. They love working with other writers. And the stories, and like this part here. So you want to lead with that. So you basically have two full paragraphs that can be cut from your proposal, or you don't have to necessarily cut this one, but I would definitely bury it deeper. And in recent years, I have ghostwritten. Like, this is way better than this. I mean, this is kind of long because I don't know if you should list every single one of these. I would maybe pick like three of them, and those are your features, and those are like your headline acts. And then you could also like, list a few of the other ones. But you don't need every single one of these. Pick the ones that are the most. What is a menage novel? 3 times 60K paranormal shape. I feel like I'm reading another language right now. 3 times 60K paranormal. I know that word. Shapeshifter. I know that word. Menage. Like I know what menage a trois is. I'm gonna have to look this up really quick. I'm gonna have to delete my search history after doing your proposal critique. Hold on a second. Yeah, that was basically exactly what I thought it was. I'm too innocent for this. A seasoned romance novel, blah, 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 blah. Like this one, that's more like what they're looking for, right? Contemporary older man, younger woman novel. Um, See, maybe you bury this because you're focusing too much on the length, because you wrote these are novellas, and they're only 15,000 words. I don't know. I'm just trying to get in your head right here. Um, the Secret Billionaire and Bad Boy, those seem like more along the lines of what this person's looking for. Anyway, so I also create wow, this is a long proposal. I think this is too long. Just glancing over it. I think it's way too long. I also create outline and develop plots for my clients. That's good. She asked for that. I've created detailed development plots for these books. I want you to picture somebody reading this out loud like I am. Because even though they're not, when you are reading this in your head, this lack of contractions is also jarring and it makes it difficult to read. It's much smoother if you say, I've created detailed development, because you're just stacking these non-contractions up and it makes this whole thing so cumbersome to read. I'm an experienced editor. Use the following Chicago Manual of Style. Does she ask for that? Mm, I'm just skimming now because I don't want to reread this entire thing, but I'm thinking that she didn't ask about that, in which case you're providing too much detail here. You're selling past the close basically. You're giving a bunch of information that is second date material, and you're just trying to get on a coffee shop date. You're just trying to share a cup of coffee and chit chat about spicy romance novels, and you are moving on to, hey baby, let's discuss your favorite chapter in the Chicago Manual of Style, and this writer's not ready for that yet. You also create in-house style guides, flexible, adaptable at work. Yeah, you're treating this as a job application. And I know technically you're kind of applying for a job, but it's not. Upwork's not like a full-time job application. And because it's not a full-time job application, your client is not spending, a month or 2 months just hiring and screening candidates. They probably want to hire somebody right now, and your proposal has to reflect that. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Take direction very well, creative, hardworking, like more just right. Um, I'm not scared of feedback. I genuinely see it as a chance to continually improve. I know this is one of those lines that sounds good, but you're flipping something good into a negative by the way you're wording it. And in this case, I would just exclude it. As a writer, plotter, and editor, I also value the time and effort it takes on both sides to get the book to the finishing line. That's pretty good. But again, too much detail. I have current relevant experience of ghostwriting. I just finished a project for a client, so have capacity if you like what you read. Um, you're not selling hard enough. I feel like you're not confident in yourself, um, which is very normal for freelancers. Let me reread this. I have current relevant experience of ghostwriting. Just finished a project for a client, so have capacity. This is fine. I just finished a project, so have capacity. But if you like what you read, that just sounds weak. You could reword that. Um, I hate when clients ask these screening questions. I usually just, I mean, I can get away with it because I'm a lot cockier than you. Not really cocky, but I'm more playful in my whenever I pitch somebody. Um, so I kind of just I don't want to say ignore these questions, but I deflect them. I'm not telling you to do that though. What romance tropes do you enjoy writing the most? I enjoy writing steamy contemporary romance with humor and rich emotion. My favorite currently is Billionaire with a variety of tropes. I mean, that's fine. Do you write mafia, dark versus harem? Reverse harem. Harem is such a funny word. Um, I can write mafia, dark, and billionaire romance. So you're saying basically that you won't write reverse harem? You won't write sports. Why not? I think that you could. This is like if there's a job post that says, I need, and I've done this so many times, I need a business to consumer email copywriter. Let's say I don't have a sample to submit for that. I will take a business to business landing page copy job. This is just speaking hypothetically. I've done this in the past, and then spin that as it's the same thing. Like if you know how to write romance novels, you can write any of these. And don't tell me that you can't. You can either write or you can't. So, all right, what is your rate per word? How many words can you write per week? When can you start? My starting rate for new clients is 0.0175 per word. I have a 100% satisfaction rate when uh, this was not asked for. This is just derailing this question right here. You shouldn't put that there. Prefer to be paid per milestone rather than hourly. Mm, I'm guessing the job is posted as an hourly job. Uh, that's fine. I can write between 7.5 and 10,000 words per week, and I can start week commencing 9th of June. That's clear. Do you have experience creating a chapter outline from a plot brief? How much do you charge and how long does it take you? Yes, I have lots of experience creating chapter outlines. I create a detailed character and then male main character and female main character. And I'm so good at this. Look at this. I nobody nobody sees my secret Amazon Kindle history where I have like 115 bad boy billionaire novels downloaded. One protagonist with backstory description, strengths, flaws, wants, and needs, along with a 3 paragraph plot summary and chapter outline. Minimum 250? Is that the price? That's unclear to me. I would attach a like a dollar sign or a pound sign to that if that's your price, because I'm very confused. I don't know if that's like a character, like cent word count or dollar amount. You don't want to confuse people because then they don't hire you. Please share any romance samples you're proud of. Hopefully, the first 3 chapters in a bedroom scene. Man, that's kind of creepily worded. I feel like there's somebody just rubbing their hands together in a swivel chair, waiting to receive 50 bedroom scenes from 50 different freelancers. Attached is the first 3 chapters of my own work, along with other samples, including a steamy scene, not strictly bedroom. I can provide other samples if required. I get the impression that you're not comfortable writing bedroom scenes, and or you've received this request for bedroom scenes for free from other clients before, and it backfired. Totally fine. I, this is like the copywriting equivalent of, can you write the most important part of my sales page for me and send it to me as a free con and send it to me as a free sample? I think you handled that pretty well. It's an awkward question for me to read. Uh, I don't know if it's just like this person's weird or you don't do this. I don't know. In general, this is overwritten. This is very overwritten. It's too long. You give too much away about yourself that's not asked for. You bury the good part of your experience underneath this, which is like I'm not being mean. After you get to know somebody, this is fine, even like down here. But nobody cares about this. They care about some of this and some of this. And you could honestly cut at least 50% of this proposal and it will be more effective. So, if this is very long, this is like watching an episode of a sitcom on Netflix. We're at like 23 minutes now. So, I hope you got your money's worth. I really hope you did. Uh, use use what I've taught you to go out and buy 50 bad boy billionaire biker romance novels and have a wonderful day.